Aloha from San Diego, California. Hello, my pineapples. My name is C.T. McGee and I am the Aloha Guru. Today's poem is about Mackenzie Pineapple, a teenage girl mad at the world because her parents got divorced and she wants to blame her dad because he's a drinker. So you're going to get a lot of attitude, a lot of anger, and a lot of sass in this poem, and it's going to be pretty fast. So let's see if you can catch up, and we'll talk about it all afterwards. Here we go. Mackenzie is my real first name. They call me Mac, but it's the same. I'm 15 and a superstar. I know I'm going very far. I'll play sports to the very end. Teammates are my closest friends. Parents married for so long, then some things went so very wrong. Dad was strict most days he drank so much my heart just sank. Mom said we just have to fake it or we were never gonna make it. So they split and here I am, 3-2 left in my fam. Dad wants some more time with me, but I'm too busy and too angry. I can't carry all his weight. I know love weighs less than hate. He's just gonna have to wait. Saying I'm sorry is just too late. Hold up, just wait a minute. I gotta play if I'm gonna win it. You're just gonna have to wait. Let me get my head on straight. I just can't deal with it all. I've got both eyes on the ball. I'd much rather run the bases, catch, slide, and dodge the chases, then get back home to home plate. For my dinner, I can't be late. Throw it hard and throw it fast. Hope your silly games don't last. So get ready, 'cause here I come. You can eat my cookie crumbs. Hold up, just wait a minute. I gotta play if I'm gonna win it. You're just gonna have to wait. Let me get my head on straight. I just can't deal with it all. I've got both eyes on the ball. I'd much rather jump and spike and sweat as much as I like. Got my knee pads ready to dive. Gotta keep the game alive. My serve would fly across the net. My point would win the last set. So get ready, 'cause here I come. You can eat my cookie crumbs. Hold up, just wait a minute. I gotta play if I'm gonna win it. You're just gonna have to wait. Let me get my head on straight. I just can't deal with it all. I've got both eyes on the ball. I'd much rather study for tests. I just wanna do my best. I just want a scholarship and finish my bag of potato chips. Close the door and let me be. I just gotta focus on me. So get ready, 'cause here I come. You can eat my cookie crumbs. Hold up, just wait a minute. I gotta play if I'm gonna win it. You're just gonna have to wait. Let me get my head on straight. I just can't deal with it all. I've got both eyes on the ball. I'd much rather see my boo. He's good for me. He's not like you. You were once my biggest hero. Now your score dropped down to 0. Broke my heart 1,000 times. What makes you think that is fine? Mom is so much happier now. I think she's the cat's meow. No more drinking, no more booze. She's got nothing left to lose. Hold up, just wait a minute. Listen up if you want to win it. Hid your feelings for so long. That's not right. That's not wrong. You won't forget, you might forgive. Got your whole life left to live. You don't need to carry his weight. Love is not as heavy as hate. But you can let go of his past. Those bad feelings don't have to last. Parents grew up and that's on them. But you're the flower, they're the stem. From their past someday you'll learn, and then someday your cheek may turn. Face the sun after the rain. From these flowers you will gain the truth about marriage and about love. It is a blessing from above, but every pair is one of a kind. Love takes work and lots of time. So your folks didn't work it out. That's no reason to run and shout. They love you for who you are. Don't let their troubles leave a scar. You're a sunflower, regal and tall. You represent the best love of all. So stand strong with all your might. Reach for the sky and shine your light. Life is full of so much joy, and someday you will marry a boy. Always be loving and be kind. You're gonna need your dad, you'll find. So get ready, 'cause here you come. You will eat your cookie crumbs. Okay, messed up once there. All right, what's this story really about? We've got a 15-year-old girl who's mad at the world because their trio, their little 3 musketeers of a family, kind of split up. And she wants to blame her dad's drinking. So how does she handle it? Believe it or not, she actually picked some really positive ways to channel her pain and her anger. So I'm going to give her a lot of credit for that. So let's take a look at that. She's a competitive athlete. She's a good athlete. She plays 2 sports. That takes a lot of time and effort to focus your energy and your skill on more than one sport. And she's good at both. She plays volleyball and softball. She also has a good circle of friends through her sports. That's healthy. She also pours herself into her schoolwork. She wants to excel academically as well. These are all really great goals. And she also has a good relationship with her mom, and she has a boyfriend, okay? In every situation she presents here, she's saying, listen, I can't focus on you right now. I got my eyes on the ball. I'm focused, determined, and I am persistent, and I want to dedicate my time and energy to what I know because I really want to do well. She wants to get a scholarship to go to college. Maybe she still wants to play sports, but she's thinking about her future. You know what? You got to give her a lot of credit for having the positive attitude and actions to support her goals and dreams because she's got her eyes on a solid future ahead of her. And so she's focusing on what she can control. She can play sports, so she's sticking to that. She can study. She wants to stick to that. She can have a good, solid relationship with her mom and her boyfriend and her friends on the teams, so she wants to stick to that. That makes sense, right? She's also showing that she obviously wants to be supported during this time. She wants the love and comfort and support from her boyfriend, especially during this time, right? So having a good, stable relationship is important to her, okay? All right. Now, the issue is that she used to look up to her dad, right? She used to see him as her hero. But since he's been drinking all this time and since the results have shown negative, that they got divorced, in her mind, he's fallen from grace, okay? Ever since the split, she thinks he's fallen from grace in her eyes. So she had him way up on this pedestal, but because he couldn't stop drinking and they got divorced and broke up their little trio, their little three musketeers, she no longer feels or sees him the same way, or she's confused. I bet you she still loves him, but all that anger, right, is consuming her and it's confusing her. So she sticks to what she knows, her sports and her academics and her other relationships, because those other things haven't yet disappointed her. So she's sticking to what she knows. She's sticking to what she can expect and what seems more predictable. She trusts those things more, okay? That all makes sense, right? Another positive thing is that she finally did open up about her feelings. She held those feelings for so long, and then when she came out, they came out very angry. Like, hey, I can't focus on you. I have to focus on myself. You know, I tried focusing on you and your marriage, but it didn't work. And now look at where we are. So you know what? Now I'm going to put my time and energy on this. Okay. And she doesn't want any of that to fall apart either. So she's holding on to that. Now, what's good is that awareness is key. Holding on to your anger and hate will eventually consume you. So it's good that she had the courage to open up and talk about it and to process those feelings, as confusing and as ugly as they might seem to her, which also is painful, right? But it's going to get you to the other side, okay? So pain takes time to heal, and everyone heals differently and at different times. So what I ask of you is to be a little more loving, kind, compassionate, and a little more gentle with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself through this process. Everyone handles pain and bad situations, bad circumstances, and problems differently. But at least you are facing them. So I give you a lot of credit for that, okay? So I'm so happy that you do open up and that you are admitting, hey, this is what I've been holding on to, and here's how I've been channeling them in the meantime. But at least it's going somewhere positive, okay? She could have turned to drugs or alcohol herself. She could have turned to hanging out with the wrong crowd. Her academics could have tanked. Who knows? Maybe she could have lost her relationship with her mother at the same time, but she didn't. So let's give her a lot of credit for that, okay? There's movement in a positive direction. Here's another thing I want you to consider, my pineapple, Miss Mackenzie. Just consider having peace and mercy for your father, and here's why. Drinking is no joke. Drinking is an addiction. If it wasn't, he would have stopped by now. If he could, he would have. Here's what you need to know. The fact that he didn't means that it's difficult for him. He's not there yet. You have to have compassion for people who are on a different path from you and are not as far ahead as you are. Some people slow down, some people go backwards, some people take detours and get lost, okay? He obviously would benefit from some professional help, but he also would benefit from some support from you. I'm not saying to enable him. I'm not saying that it's okay that he drinks. I'm saying that he's not well. He's not his best self, and he could use some help. And couldn't we all use some help when we're not well? You know, have you ever been cranky because you haven't eaten yet? and you said some things you might have regretted later? Have you ever been cranky because you've been in physical pain, so you're talking very caustic to someone, maybe a little more snappy? You know, have you ever said something to someone because you're grieving or sad and just in a bad mood? You know, I know it's not the same, but I'm trying to give you some examples so you can relate, okay? Here's what's great is that even though your father drinks and he has a health problem, he hasn't stopped loving you. He still wants to be a part of your life. He still wants to love you and support you. You know, some people who are addictive and having troubles with drugs or alcohols or gambling or any other form of addiction, they can get really selfish and not pay attention to you at all. So look at the positive here, that you're probably the only shining light in his life right now, and he's holding on to it. So be that bright light. Lead by example, and maybe in time, he will take big enough steps that will be successful in his recovery. Okay? Now, the other thing I want you to consider is that I understand when you have a small family of 3 and you're the only child, you might process all that pain a lot differently from someone else. You're the only kid, so you feel a lot more pressure and you feel guilt, maybe embarrassment, maybe shame. You choose how you want to feel about the situation. You own your feelings, no one else. Just like you can't control his attitude and actions, they can't control yours. That's for you. That's your power. Okay? So you decide what kind of power you want to have right now. Any way you respond right now is natural, but in time and with maturity, you might be able to transform your attitude and actions right now. And by maturity, I mean that as you get more experiences in life, you're going to be able to put things in different perspectives. You might think this is the end of the world right now, and this is the worst thing that can happen. I got news for you. It's going to get worse. In other words, there's going to be a lot more challenges that's going to make this look like nothing. At the same time, this challenge can help you prepare and help you handle the challenges that come, ahead down the road a lot better. So I want you to look at the positives. I'm sorry that you're going through this. Really, I am. Almost half of the marriages out there end up in divorce. Look at the positives. What is this teaching you about relationships? What is this teaching you about how to be a parent or how to be a partner to someone who is not well? You know, there are some positive things that can come out of this. A really great source for you in navigating this journey is to seek support groups like Teen Al-Anon. Whether you have a sibling, a parent, a loved one, a friend, anyone who has an addiction to drugs or alcohol, that could be a really great support group to help you through this time, okay? Because how you change and how you handle this is going to affect them too. So even if they're not ready to get help, you can work on yourself, and that may inspire them, because how you behave and how you talk will have an effect on them some way or another, okay? Another thing you can do is read up as much as you can about addiction. Knowledge is power. Empower yourself with more information about addiction and how to navigate it. Learn to see that it's not about you. It's not your fault. It's not because of you any of this is happening. This is a choice he made. This is an illness he has, not you. When someone else has a cold, it's not about you. It's their cold. It's up to them if they want to take better care of themselves so that they can get over and recover from that cold faster. In the meantime, all you can do is protect yourself so that you don't get sick too, right? So that's what I want you to look at. Another thing you can do in the meantime to help you process and help put yourself in a little more of a positive mindset is to do some gratitude journaling. Let's start looking at all the positives that we just discussed about your life. Start writing what you're grateful for. I am so happy and grateful to have my teammates. I'm so happy and grateful to get to play softball. I'm so happy and grateful that I'm a great athlete and that I could get a scholarship. Maybe start thinking about the future, but also write it in the present tense. I'm so happy and grateful to accept a scholarship to the college of my choice, the University of Connecticut, or whatever that looks like. Whatever you write after whatever you're happy and grateful for, make it positive, whether it's happened yet or not. Be specific. The more detail you put in about what you're grateful for, the more of it you will invite into your life, okay? So, don't lose sight of all the good stuff going on in your life, because otherwise it will cloud everything. If you start really only focusing on the bad, everything will be bad. Everything that you see will be bad, and the results and outcomes can get worse, okay? So those are some suggestions right now. Teen Al-Anon, reading about addiction, gratitude journaling, anything that can put your mindset into a more positive frame of mind. That is your superpower. In the end, I know it's really hard to see your father not be the superhero you thought he was. This is a big lesson for all of us, that people can disappoint us. Sometimes we put people on really high pedestals and have really high expectations of them. And guess what? They're human, just like you are. So just like you would like your parents to love and support you despite your mistakes, despite your flaws or your imperfections or things that you do wrong or don't get right, they need that love, kindness, and compassion too. You're going to see now that parents are humans. They make mistakes. They're not perfect. Okay? So you can't control them any more than they can control you, but you can influence each other. Make that influence positive. All right. Now, just as you would like your parents to forgive you and to accept you as you are and to support and encourage you as you try to become a better person, I invite you to consider that for your father as well. Nothing will happen overnight, but that's okay. All right? But at least it will help dispel some of that anger and some of that, negative energy, because if you don't think that's not going to affect your grades or your performance, you're wrong. It will show up. So if you want to be on top of your game in your relationships, in your academics, and in your sports, consider what you can do up here, because this will affect what you say, how you feel, how you do, and the results of all of that to come. Okay? So love him as best as you can. That's all you can do. All right. So that's what I was saying, that love weighs less than hate. Anger and hate can consume your thoughts, can consume your body, can consume your energy, and can drain you. Who wants that? The more love or more aloha you can cultivate, the better. So, Mackenzie, how do you want your story to go? What's the story you want to tell? What's the ending of this story going to look like for you? Give yourself some time. Be gentle and be kind with yourself. But know that your father is hurting too. It might not look it, but he is. Even if he can't express it the way you can or someone else can, he is hurting, okay? I bet with your help, or at least with some more love and support, that it can only create more positive outcomes and results later. This is one bump in the road, my pineapple. There are a lot more bumps in the road coming. You have to learn how to drive through them, around them, over them, to get to where you really want to go in life and create the beautiful journey that is ahead of you. Okay? So just some things to consider. Seek some professional help for yourself if you can, to help you navigate this time. And I wish you nothing but peace, love, and aloha. Until next time, aloha from San Diego.